Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. I am on the Zooms today with Brady Cloven. As many of you know, he is executive director for the Friends of Old Town, and this is what is going to lovingly be called the hot dog episode.
I've been building to this my entire career.
And I've never in my entire life seen anyone so excited about hot dogs. It is impressive, Brady Cloven.
It's all about community building, and it's all about using whatever means you can, whether that's events, whether it's public art, whether it's unidentified ingredients inside of a meat casing in a bun with a bunch of toppings on top of it. I'm here for it. I am so psyched for this one.
So we started talking about this. You dropped a teaser or a hint about this months and months ago. And then you hadn't really fleshed it all out. So you didn't want to commit to too much at that point. And then I think we briefly talked about it last month. But now it's here. Tickets are available. You've got the restaurants that are involved. So give me all of it. Tell me everything that I need to know, including what is the name and when is it?
Yes, the official title is the Dawg Days of Summer Old Town Hot Dog Crawl. Now, we're just referring to it lovingly as Dawg Days of Summer, spelled D-A-W-G. And it's going to be throughout all of Old Town. So we have actually about 10 different hot dog locations. And I know what you're saying, 10 hot dogs in one day? Wow, Brady, how can I do that? You definitely can. It's very easy. Over a span of 8 hours, it's going to be great. So the goal, like most of our events, is to get people to go through the entirety of Old Town. So at any point that you enter the mall on August 22nd, starting at noon, you will have access to a hot dog. There will be some spot on your map that you can go, oh, I'm here. I parked in this parking garage. Here's where I get to this hot dog. There's going to be some at 50/50 Tap House on Cork Street. There's going to be some at Paladin on Piccadilly Street and everything in between. We are starting to unveil the dogs. So we actually just unveiled 3, and each week we'll unveil more. So yesterday we started with Cork Street, and that's going to be the dogception, where the ingredients are a grilled hot dog and a hot dog infused bun, topped with hot dog chili, cheese, and a hot dog burnt ends. Roma is going to have the Chicago dog, keeping it classic, and that's going to have a yellow mustard, chopped white onions, bright green sweet pickle relish, a dill pickle spear, tomato slices, pickled sport peppers, and a dash of celery salt. So if you're looking for the classic one, you go there. Water Street is doing the Elotos Locos, which is all beef, Mexican street corn salsa, cheese, and a cilantro lime crema. Go ahead, ask away.
Okay, so I have to go back to a hot dog infused bun and
Yes.
burnt ends. What?
I don't have any answer for that. I left this creativity up to the restaurants. I do know for the Cork Street one, Old Town favorite Chris Bennett is coming out of retirement to help Cork Street with this, and he came up with this recipe inspired by Christopher Nolan's Inception, where a dream within a dream within a dream. This is just a hot dog within a hot dog within a hot dog. Now, this is a little different than most of our events because most of our events are free and open to the public. This one is ticketed, and the proceeds go back to Friends of Old Town and what we're trying to do downtown. But I gotta say, for $30, you get 10 hot dogs. So one ticket gives you access to a dog at each spot. And then for the restaurants, so that they also can get something out of this, we give them a stipend for their ingredients, but they're going to be creating these different picnic boxes or these different sides and drink specials to go along with the dogs. We will also have a band performing at Taylor Pavilion. That will start probably around 6 o'clock. And then we'll have a beer tent there from Winchester Brewworks that if you are of legal age and somebody who likes adult beverages, with your ticket to the dog crawl, you get a free beer. And then while the music is playing, we'll tally up all the scores, and then we'll present the winner with their golden hot dog trophy.
So people get to vote on which hot dog they like
Yep.
the best.
So with your ticket, you'll get a passport. You'll check in at Taylor Pavilion that day. You'll get your passport where the front will have your map with where you should go. And then on the back of that, we'll have your rubric where you're going to grade the winners.
We both know how much those restaurants downtown love a good trophy.
Oh, they do. So I think it's really exciting. And I'm not going to mention, actually, you know what? Because you always help me out and give me the good specials, I'm going to tell everybody a secret that nobody else knows on social media, and that's who the band is. The band is known as the Gully Jimson Quartet. This is special because actually the director of planning for the city, David Stewart, plays bass for them. So
You are checking all the boxes.
checking all the boxes. And so I'm excited. So when he and I talked about it, He was like, "Hey Brady, my band mostly does like a lot of Loudon and Northern Virginia stuff. We used to do Winchester, but really trying to find a way back in. Is there something we could kind of fit in?" And I was like, "Oh, trust me, I've got something right up your alley."
Have I got
Uh,
an event for you?
right. Hot dog. So that's going to be really fun. And it's just going to be a fun day in Old Town. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I've heard from people in North Carolina who are coming to this event and bought their tickets already. I have a couple friends who are flying out from Chicago to come to this event. So it's going to be a fun time. And there's a limited amount of tickets and they are starting to fly. So if you go to any of our social media, Facebook, there's an event page for it. It's also pinned to the top of our social media page. The Dog Days of Summer, you click on that Eventbrite link, it takes you to a ticket. It's $30 for an adult. Kids also have tickets, and that's about $15. But I'm not going to be going around policing it. If there's a family of five who are like, hey, like we're not going to eat 10 hot dogs, we're going to kind of share. This is all for fun, and we hope to raise a little money to help with the public art projects we have downtown and the wayfinding and just all around supporting the mission that Friends of Old Town does.
You and I have had so many conversations when we've done all the different events, so the chocolate events and all of the different things. And the thing that I always come back to and love to brag to people about is how creative these downtown restaurant owners actually are. Like, you're not going to go to any of these franchise restaurants and have anybody create anything like this, but they all really they go all in. I mean, come on, a hot dog infused bun. All of them are just, they're amazing.
Yeah. And what was really exciting for me is when I approached the restaurants about this originally, some of them were like, "Are you sure this is going to work?" And I was like, "Look, I can tell you from experience. I have done this before. When I lived up north, there were a bunch of hot dog spots where I used to live, and there was a local place that did like what they called a hot dog safari. Little different than what we're doing here, but I still put some dogs down. I still put about 8 to 10 hot dogs down a day for that. And it was all for a good cause, which helps. And if there's beer, that helps too, or lemonade. I think what was really surprising too, not even surprising, but just really great to see was after the restaurants got on board and they started coming up with these dogs, nobody has the same dog. And they didn't all talk to each other either. So every recipe that I've gotten, that I've received, which are now finalized, there's going to be a different hot dog at each spot. So you're not having five different chili dogs. There's going to be some really fun ones and we're also bringing in a special guest from out of town. We're going to bring in Billy Sue to do a specialty dog for the competition as well.
Okay, he's got my vote. I don't even have to try his dog, but Billy's got my vote.
His dog looks really good. His has crushed Doritos on it, and that's all I'm saying
Get
about it.
out.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the other part of the conversation that we had initially when you dropped this idea on me is because I eat maybe two hot dogs a year. So
Not
10
this
in a
year.
day still seems like a little much, but I am also I am a traditionalist when it comes to hot dogs. I want
Oh,
one hot dog in a lightly toasted bun, and I want one strip of ketchup down the center. If the ketchup rolls off the end, I can't eat it. I mean, it has to be perfect. I wasn't 100% sure that you could do anything with a hot dog besides that. And you have once again proven me wrong.
I'm happy to be anybody's hot dog spiritual guide. Take my hands and I will open up the endless possibilities to you. I have done my time. I've done my research for a couple decades now of hot dog eating, and I think that it's a really magical thing. You can't go wrong. My mission now is to make you try a hot dog that you would never try on your own.
Okay, let me just say that I'm glad this isn't one of those events like when we did the Winchester on the rocks, that we could ahead of time go and try them all.
Yeah, can
I'm
you
kind of
imagine if I was
glad
like,
that
hey,
we
we're gonna
can't
go
do
down
that
and
in
eat hot
advance.
dogs all day on the mall? I don't think anybody wants to hear that recording. It's
I
just
don't
great.
think they do either.
It would probably be the happiest you ever hear me on recording, but I'm excited. I think there's a ton of really good fundraisers that happen throughout Winchester and the Valley. And this is no shade on that, but when we come to the table with our fundraisers, one of them is obviously you want to make money and you want to be different than everybody else. But two, part of that goal is to also boost up the businesses that are here in Old Town. So if we can do both of those things at the same time, then I think that it's a job well done, which is why we're asking the businesses to be able to create their own upselling packages where you can still support them. Or maybe if you have somebody in your family who's along with you that does not partake in hot dogs, which is an issue all on its own, there are other things that they can have while they're out. But it's going to be a really fun day in Old Town.
On that note, let's take a break. And we come back. I understand that as people are listening today, it will have already happened, but I want to answer the question if someone's thinking, I wonder why that dude was downtown on the mall yesterday in a hot dog suit. We're going to tell them why that
Oh yeah.
happened and why they saw that when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a united way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today, I am your host, Janet Michael. We are sitting on the Zooms today with Brady Cloven. He is Executive Director for Friends of Old Town. This is the hot dog episode. In the first part, Brady gave us all of the details for the Dawg Days of Summer Old Town Hot Dog Crawl. Is that
There you
right?
go. Yep.
And it is happening August 22nd. It starts at noon, and you have 8 hours
Mm.
to eat 10 hot dogs. So it is not a speed hot dog eating contest. You want people to take their time,
Yep.
savor all of the hot dogs,
Do
and
some shopping in
maybe
between. It's a marathon, not a sprint, guys. We're in it for the long haul.
when we went to break, we were talking about how the whole point of what Friends of Old Town does is not only to just support Old Town, but to support the businesses that
Mhm.
are down there as well. And things like this, a couple of weeks ago, you and I were partners, United Way and Friends of Old Town and ARE and Blue Ridge Care and Winchester CCAP all partnered and did the Monty Python pub crawl. And I think those kinds of events are fantastic because they do just that. People can wrap themselves around a theme and then go into all of these different businesses and enjoy them, even if they've never been in one before. This is a good excuse to give it a try.
Yeah, for a Main Street program, we are a little different than your traditional nonprofit, but our mission really is to enhance the vibrancy, the sustainability, the longevity of Old Town, the community here, which is both businesses and residents, right? I'm biased, but I say it all the time. Old Town Winchester really is that heart of the economic output of the city. We have a ton of great assets in Winchester as a whole, but I really do think that this is the lifeblood of the business and community in the city. And with that, we have such great assets here. I mean, we have over 30 different food and beverage spots in Old Town, which is incredible when you think about just like your one-stop shop for that. And not just that, but you said it earlier, they're all very creative in their own right. And this is the kind of thing that really gets them going. And so for us, yes, we're a nonprofit. We need to make money to support what we're doing, but what that's supporting is also helping these businesses, whether that's through the marketing efforts of the Dawg Days of Summer dog crawl, whether that's getting people in there who will see their hot dog that maybe they don't usually offer, but get you into a space that you haven't been before. And you can see the great people like Lenita at Espresso Bar, who's going to be serving you hot dogs.
No,
And
she is not. She is going
she
to have hot
is.
dogs.
Yep, she is. And
Coffee infused hot dogs. I might be able to get behind something like that.
see, there you go. Maybe if we give you an orange hot dog.
That could work.
All that we're trying to do is showcase Old Town and really help build up the businesses. It's no secret that last year was such a bad year for the economy as a whole, and small businesses get hit by that the hardest, and margins become slimmer, and you're going to have to make some cuts here and there. But what we're trying to do is give people a reason to come to Old Town consistently any time of the year. So yes, the hot dog crawl is going to be a really fun summer thing, but then we go into things like Hello Winchester on the mall, or we go into Independent Weekend that leads into Winter Village, that leads into a cookie crawl that does the same thing. And then for the winter, we're looking at events like Chocolate Escape that we keep going, that is this, but with chocolate, not hot dogs. Although a chocolate hot dog could be interesting. And the Old Town on the Rocks that you and I did a tour of last year. There's so many good things happening all the time. And Old Town, yes, is a really great event center, but it's not just an event center. It really is an ecosystem of businesses that are here year round that we're just trying to support.
It is so super cool to me because 10, 15 years ago, if someone were to I were to run into even a visitor or a stranger on the mall and they would say, Hi, can you recommend a good place to go eat? there were maybe one or two options that I could say, oh, this place down here is great. Now it's a double-edged sword because I have to ask them 400 questions first. What are you in the mood for? Because we
Right.
have this and we have this and we have that. And now there are so many options for people to choose from that I think that when you talk about it being an ecosystem, that's exactly what happens. And those restaurants become the foundation of that. So having food related events is genius.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I really do hope that everybody gets a ticket to this event. And even if you're like, hey, I don't have the opportunity to be there, or I just don't know that I'm going to be able to buy the ticket, just share the event online. The marketing helps us for sure, but just even helps the businesses that are all tied to this because we're going to be doing a very big marketing push for the rest of August. And we really just want these businesses to get the recognition that they deserve.
So I joked when we went to break too that as people, so we're recording on Thursday morning at about 11:30. People are listening Friday on the River 95.3 a few minutes after noon. And so when we're done recording here, you are about to don your official Dog Days of Summer uniform and head to the walking mall and do a photo shoot. So if somebody is listening on Friday and they're like, I saw the weirdest thing yesterday when I was downtown, what is it exactly that they saw?
It depends on where you see me, but what you're going to see is a very pale man walking around in a hot dog costume. And I am going to be doing what I like to call awareness campaign and just going around and taking some photos as a hot dog in Old Town to get people excited for this hot dog crawl. I don't know that I'll be crawling. It depends on where I go. If I'm outside of a certain restaurant that has a smoking section still, I may be smoking a cigarette as a hot dog. I may be sitting on a planter. I may be doing some hot dog testing. I don't know. You'll have to see. But if you want an explanation for what you're going to see in the next hour, hour and a half on the mall, go to Friends of Old Town on Facebook and social media. You'll get your money's worth. Trust me.
And I remember that was like my second or third question when you first told me about this event was, oh my God, please tell me that you are going to get a hot dog costume and I am going to get to see you dressed up as a hot dog. And you were like, duh.
Yeah, that's not even a question. Next one. Come on.
I feel like you had the hot dog costume long before you had the event details finalized.
I had a hot dog costume from last year for Halloween Winchester because people just know that I like hot dogs already. So they were like, oh, here's a good costume for you. And I was like, sure, it's been great. The fun part of this was getting my board involved and then going to find a design artist. So I went to Big Fog, which is Valerie Burgess and her husband. She also works at Hopscotch Coffee. And I was like, look, dude, I really want a really cool design. I want to make some t-shirts. I want to make some hats. I really want a good poster. Here's my idea. I'm thinking mid-century modern hot dog floating in a pool. And she did just that. She made this poster that is incredible. So with that poster, I was able to go to a couple sponsors. I went to Dan Whitaker of Colony Real Estate. I was like, hey, man, wouldn't you love to be the premier sponsor of a hot dog crawl? And he, of course, said what everybody says, what is a hot dog crawl? And once I explained it, he was like, my kids love hot dogs, of course. So we got him on as the presenting sponsor. Passe Boutique, John L. over there was like, hey, I want to get involved with this too. I want to be part of the hot dog crawl. So she's a sponsor as well. And then Moonbase Farms, Chris was like, hey, I'd love to get some microgreens involved with this. Do you think that's possible? And I said, sure, man. I gave him the list of who's participating. And so you may see some of his stuff. And we've just kind of gone from there. And it's been great.
So will there be merch when you talk about t-shirts and hats? Can I buy a t-shirt?
Yep, we're actually going to have a shirt reveal next week, and they have some really interesting design on them, and there'll be some hats. So, yes, you'll be able to buy a shirt.
I am very excited about merch. That is awesome. I have every single glass from every single Hot Blossom. So I am
Yep,
all in on starting a collection.
perfect. Then you will love this.
So where can people go? Give me the date and the time one more time and where people can get tickets to this event in particular.
Yep. So the Dog Days of Summer will take place on Saturday, August 22nd, starting at noon, 12 p.m. to about 8 p.m. We'll have more details coming out about like where you go when you get here, but it will be mostly home base will be Taylor Pavilion. And then if you want a ticket, if you go to any of our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, there will be links in our bio on Instagram, which will be take you to the Eventbrite page for Dog Days of Summer. Same with Facebook. It's all through Eventbrite, so you can take care of your tickets there. We will also be selling pre-order for this merch at First Friday next week. So that will be there as well. We'll also have an opportunity we unveiled a few weeks ago our 2026 Old Town Ornament, which is, I think, really great, but it's Old Jake, which is a design from Horse and Hare. For those who don't know, it's Carrie and Neil from Tin Top. art and handmade on the mall. We only have about 20 ornaments left out of the 250. So we will be having some pre-order forms there at Taylor Pavilion for First Friday. So if you come see us, you can get both your hot dog shirts ordered and your ornaments ordered. And you can also see what we're doing. We're doing something different this month with First Friday. It's going to be an open mic with the River House from Cape and Bridge. So it's a community open mic night, which is now completely full, but people are going to be doing some poetry. They're going to be spoken word, singing some songs. So it's going to be a really fun time.
I love First Fridays. It's one of my favorite events that happen downtown. I wish that we were in a more weather-friendly climate so you could do them all year round.
We'll still have Dora, so sip and strolls available if you want to take a drink out of a restaurant and come to the open mic portion. But restaurants and businesses will be staying open later. I know Shen Arts usually does some stuff where they have like a studio opening. We are doing something called Artist Alleyway this year. So Shen Arts is actually our partner on it this month. On Boscawen, while it's closed, they're going to have some of their artists that will be creating art and being able to talk about their art and sell their pieces on Boscawen during First Friday.
I am so excited about that because this is the first month you've done that, right? Or did you do it last month?
We didn't do it last month because of the holiday, but in June we partnered with Tin Top and had some of them downtown with their artists, and it was a really good success.
All right, well, hot dogs for everybody, but they got to get their ticket because they don't want to be, you're going to have all these people walking around the mall looking at other people having hot dogs and being very sad that they missed out on their opportunity because they didn't get a ticket.
There's nothing worse than seeing other people live the life that you should have. And so I don't want people to be disappointed, but there are a limited amount of tickets, so make sure you get yours.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate this.
Of course, and I hope everybody can really get behind this. You don't need to eat hot dogs right now. I would say if you want to prep for eating 10 hot dogs in a day, go for it. Take a weekend, try it. I'd say start starving yourself with hot dogs now because you're going to get your fill on August 22nd.
The hot dog fast begins now. I will be back on Monday with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, just a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.